Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a Falcon. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. Here is this guy talking about the Saints today. Like to hear it goes, man. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation. Appreciate you guys being in the stream. I try not to hold you very long today. Let's recap and do some stuff. We're going to talk over a few things. Let's hear Dennis Allen first.
A lot of that is, where is he at, from a physical standpoint, and where is he at from a mental standpoint. So I think it's a combination of both.
Maybe you're kind of asked back around that 5 or 6 week mark about why you didn't put him on IR. But are you surprised that it's been so long, or that it's been 10 weeks and it's still kind of up there?
I don't know if surprise is the right word. I think we were all hopeful that we'd have him back out here sooner rather than later. But it's where we're at right now, and we're going to keep trying to push and get him ready to go. And he's continuing to push to get himself ready. So, look, I think it's easy for a lot of people to question, but yet, it's easy when it's not your body that you're questioning whether a guy's ready to go or not. You know what I mean? And so I don't think I ever questioned that with a player.
Maybe. How about Jameis Winston? I think we can go there with the Jameis. You don't think I ever questioned that with a player. How about Jameis Winston, Dennis Allen? Huh? And with all that savvy and excellent technology you have over there from the medical staff, it shouldn't be like we're going back to the Stone Age to find out how long does it take for players to find out how long they're going to be able to be out. There are timelines, there are windows that doctors do give you. When people get hurt all the time on their jobs, they go to a doctor, and the doctor lays out a program for them and gives them a time frame. It might not be an accurate one, but it's a timeline or a time frame that it usually takes a player to rehab. And then the timeline would then be adjusted depending on the healing ability of said person. The issue with Dennis Allen with people are asking about, you see the little smart quips from the dumbass guy? Oh, well, you see, it's easy for them to question because they're not their body. No. We got a body. That's how we can question. We all been hurt before. We all done told some stuff and did some stuff, sprained some stuff and broke some stuff. And each time we went to a doctor, they gave us a timeline. How long it's going to take for you to get from point A to point B to point C, so on and so forth. So it is a very logical question for the Who Dat Nation to ask how long, and if it would take this long, why wasn't the man simply put on IR? And he's referencing Marshawn Lattimore. Let's finish up.
Seen Eric McCoy work back this week and what he's looked like so far in practice?
Yeah, I think he's worked back in pretty nicely, and I think we're hopeful that he'll be ready to go this week.
How much would that stability at center help going against the Falcons at home this week?
Well, look, number one, I think if he's able to go, then we'll have our starting offensive line back out there probably for the first time in a while. So I think that's, look, I think it's been the history here that, this team is kind of gone as the offensive line is gone. And so getting a,
You think?
full group out there, I think would be beneficial to us.
Can you speak to just the challenges of having to rotate so many guys in on the offensive line, how challenging that is for an offense to find consistency in a game when you have that?
We did that
Yeah,
last
well, look,
year with
I-
20
you know,
plus changes, lady.
Specifically at that position, because all 5 of those guys have to work closely together and make sure they're all on the same page. And so having that continuity with guys that are used to working together, I think is important. And so, hopefully that'll be the case this weekend.
What are some of the things you guys liked about, just bringing him in and what you're looking for?
Yeah, look, he's a guy that in college we had a high opinion of, and I think he's a guy that's athletic. He's got a speed element to his game. I think he's a really good space player. And look, for a guy that's not exceptionally big, I think he runs tough. So, he's a guy that we wanted to get in here and obviously get a look at and see what we might have in him.
What question? Did you need answered about the fact that he was kind of unceremoniously released from 2 teams in a month with some comments on the way out that things weren't working out with him?
Yeah, look, I can't speak to all the comments, but yet our research, would say that this is a good guy that's going to come in and work and prepare and do all the things that he has to do to get himself ready to play. So. And that was what we got coming out of college and some of the other places that he'd been. So, we felt comfortable with bringing him in. And obviously we get a chance to now get him in the building and see for ourselves what we have.
Benjamin is who he's referencing. Sorry about that sound, fam. I was talking my ass off while y'all was. Listen, man, the bottom line is what I'm saying about maybe that was good I was muted there. Good thing I was muted, perhaps. But this is the thing about Dennis Allen. Speaking in reference to Benjamin, the new scat back the Saints brought in a couple of days ago, well, actually yesterday. What's interesting about the Saints' talent is that we have wide receivers, we have running backs, we have very good undrafted guys that are very intriguing. You got Lucas Krull, who finally was activated last week. We didn't see much of him in terms of him catching passes because they really didn't utilize him. Kirk Merritt was activated to play, and Kirk Merritt is a similar back to Benjamin. I do like the acquisition of Benjamin, but what I'm more intrigued is due to Saints' offensive mind, if I want to use that word loosely, be able to incorporate some of these talents and help the offense. We have too many people here in the offensive room that's not being utilized correctly consistently, and I think that's something that's hurting the Saints big time. I mean, the offense is forcing the defense to carry its water, and it's ridiculous. I think the offense needs to get up off its ass, and we got a month worth of games left, starting with Atlanta, coming up on Sunday. So if the Saints give a damn about the great Saint think tank, particularly Big Q, They'll represent in the Superdome and beat the Atlanta Falcons. So I don't have to put on that Atlanta Falcon T-shirt trying to show some support for a team with a loser at the top of it. I care about the team. The coach obviously is out of his mind. He's insane. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We have to keep on moving on and pushing on, man. And I really do think, being that the Saints have lost 2 straight games, if you look at their schedule, it's really crazy. They lose 2, win 1, lose 2, win 1, lose 3, win 1, lose. And then, and I'm saying, okay, according to the schedule, we about to win this game again. Not based on the field of play. Now, it's very positive that the Saints did gain Eric McCoy back, because the Saints offensive line wasn't given any push without McCoy. So that'll be help. That'll be help. Of course, he have to get back in there, and he ain't been in there in a while, so he has to kind of get back into his regular routine, and it does put the Saints starters back together, which hopefully offensively, from the offensive line standpoint, which should assist the running game. But we also have to make sure that Carmichael calls these plays and make sure it counts. If the Saints could run the ball, if the Saints can run the ball, they should beat the Falcons. This is the bottom line. If they can't run the ball, they're going to lose. You can't rely on the Saints passing attack. It is entirely too inconsistent to do anything worth anything. It really is. It's just too inconsistent. But anyway, that's enough of Dennis Allen, man. Let's move on to the next article right now. So y'all feel free to hit the like button for me as we get going. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all for jumping in this thing, man, on the stream. Much love to the fam. And if I don't know if I remember I did say my regular mantra to start the stream up, but I wanted to give you guys a shout out and thank you guys for joining me for this late installment of the Coma. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, family, and share the show on your social media feed. That's traditional what we do on the Coma. Shout out to the family. Much love to you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I know you guys are going to have a fantastic weekend. It's going to be fire, baby. All right, so shout out to our regular family members, Young City Night Ward, Brother Tory, Brother Oz, Brother Eric, Brother 504. Shout out to everybody. Brian, I see you, fam. Appreciate you. Antoinette, shout out to you, Queen. Good to see all the queens in the building. Much love to you. Gundam, Brother Gundam's in this thing. Brother Maul is in this thing. Shout out to Brother Michael. St. Doug, shout out to Brother St. Doug in the building as well. Brother Prime. Everybody, shout out to you guys. Appreciate you. Brother Anthony, I see you, fam. Much love to you as well. Brother Jerry, shout out to you. The OG L-Dub, for real. Shout out to you, my brother. Appreciate you as well. And all the family members. KT, what's up, KT? Shout out to my brother KT. Brother Lee's in the building. Josh, what's up, fam? Says, you seen them reports? He says, Q, what's up? You seen them reports about how the Saints are going to bring DA back next year? That is the thought process now. That is the thought process now. You still got a month worth of games left, so let's just hold those reports, Brother Josh. Shout out to you, my brother. Good to see you in the stream. Hope you're doing well, you and the fam. But like I said, we need to hold on to them reports, because I promise you one thing, that a lot of this is going to change. I don't anticipate the Saints to win 4 games straight. I really don't, because I don't believe in their coach. I have zero faith. Like I said, not no faith. Zero faith is less than no faith in Dennis Allen. I do like my team, but I'm disappointed by the team, because even with no leadership at the top, you still have leaders on the team that should have filled the leadership void, and they didn't. They became very complacent really easy, and it was really telling this year that a lot of those guys, except for Elvin Kamara having that outburst 7 weeks ago, Demario Davis and all these other people have been really too comfortable with this ship sinking down like his. Nobody hitting the urgency buttons except for the Who Dat Nation. And they looking at you saying, what the hell is you being so turbulent about? We going to get this. We going to do this. And I'm telling them, nah, you haven't exhibited any of that. You haven't exhibited the ability to turn it on. And if you do turn it on, you haven't consistently done it where it'll bear any real fruit. So if you could have one positive game or even 4 positive games, what good is that if you can't be consistent? That's what it's all about. Even the worst coaches can win games in the NFL. They say it's hard to win in the NFL. No, even some of the worst, dumbest coaches can win games in the NFL. Look at Dennis Allen. He's won 4 games his first 4 years in year 1 with the Raiders, 4 games in year 2, and then no games in year 3 with the Raiders. Fast forward to this year, 4 games with the Saints. So it's obviously that bad coaches can win games in the NFL. Not many of them. But at the end of the day, I'm a lot disappointed. I'm just keep it real with my captains because they haven't captained anything. They've been running the team into the Bermuda Triangle, and whatever came out, I don't know what came out because I don't even recognize these people, man. I really don't. I don't know what to say about it. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate all y'all being up in this thing, man. Sorry about that little sound bump and all that, man. What's up, Wayne? Shout out. He says if Allen doesn't get fired, he needs to get a OC. If Allen doesn't get fired, he needs to get a OC and a DC. For what, bro? I mean, Dennis Allen is the problem. Remember, just think about it like this, and I throw this at the Who Dat Nation because we be really upset sometimes that we need to kind of look back at the past as an indicator, what went wrong last year. Remember last year, the Saints had 20 plus injuries to the offensive line, right? 20 plus changes, 23 or 24, which is an NFL record of changes to our offensive line. Despite that, the Saints still won 9 games, right? Same offensive staff minus Doug Marrone and Cody Burns. Burns is the wide receiver coach. Doug Marrone's your new offensive line coach. Basically the same staff. Same people over the last several years under Peyton was all winning, or it was all winning, all good. 1 year under Dennis Allen, 4-9. Now, what's really the problem? The only thing changed was him and the wide receiver coach and the offensive line coach. So how did you have all that success in prior years? I ain't talking about 1 year. I'm talking about multiple years, high success with this same group of players, damn near, and the same coaching staff. How you have all of that success with the previous guy, and then fast forward to this guy, you only got sitting up here with 4 wins. Because it's not the assistants. It is not. He will burn every one of them assistants to keep his damn job. And then in the end, next year when he starts failing, they're gonna say burn him. We ain't gonna play that game, bro. We know it's Dennis Allen at the top. He's the problem. We know it's a bad mechanic. You take your car to the shop, and the guy and you come back with the car's still acting funny. You're like, okay, let me bring it back. Y'all made a mistake right here, and then you bring it back, come back again the second time, and you got to bring it back for a third time. You got a bad shop, or you got a bad mechanic, and you got in a bad shop, so not to give my money back, man. I'm going somewhere else. You know what the problem is. We don't need to go through multiple swings at it to figure out what's wrong with the Saints. It sits at the top. It's Dennis Allen. He has no leadership capability, no motivational ability. He's not good at in following a detailed game plan. He's not consistent. He's not a disciplinarian. He is not all the things that you need to have as a leader. This man doesn't have them, and it's very obvious. It's not like you put a bunch of people. You see what I'm saying? You ain't throw a bunch of people in that thing and say, I got to figure out which one of y'all is crazy. No. You just look at one dude at the top and say, you know what? You the problem because you're doing the same stuff you did when you was with Oakland. And the first year and the second year, they had 4 wins apiece. And his first year was 4 wins. The second year was 4 wins. And this is his first year with the Saints is 4 wins. It's kind of easy to point to what the problem is. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, no, we ain't going to let them play this game. So we got economic boycotts on that, man. We can't let them play with us like that. And this is not nothing new I'm throwing on for the Who Dat Nation. This is coming from the old schoolers. The old schoolers brought this out. That's how they had success in the late 80s. That set up that late 80s spending when they got to the playoffs and all this kind of stuff. It started with the old Who Dats back in the day, locking down, not buying them tickets, throwing bags over their heads for the ones that did go to the game to undermine, to let the leadership know. And what you put the bags on their heads for? For them to disgrace themselves? No, they were putting the bags on their head to disgrace the blind ass ownership that was sitting up there pretending that they didn't see them people sitting with bags on their heads. They took it to that extent. They wasn't defacing themselves. They were undermining the team and showing to the rest of the NFL that this team stinks and they suck and they garbage and I'm ashamed to show my face. That's what they were doing. They wasn't doing that to deface themselves. They was doing that to deface the team, to show the team that the team was full of crap and that you're going to listen to us. You taking our money, you're going to listen to us. You ain't like you paying for your own tickets and then giving them to me. No, we buying it all. So if we buying it all, you going to listen to what we got to say. We already let you get away with bloody murder. We not playing with you on this. It's time for us to exercise some damn control and discipline and some power, goddammit. It's time. We let them put all that high ass shit up in the dome. Them foreign made jerseys that cost $3 a nickel and 3 cents over there in the poor Asian countries where the people are slaves, and then they bring it over here and put that shit way up, mark it up high as the sky, and we buy it. We let them charge all that expensive prices for them concessions up in there, and that stuff shouldn't even be that high. We let them go with that. When we gonna put the foot down? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. At some point, you got to say enough is enough, man. Y'all playing with us too much. You're going to listen to us on this. And I'm taking a page from the greats that helped turn this team around. And then the ones that did it prior to the Sean Payton era, they was the ones that were responsible for forcing Tom Benson to open up his damn pocketbooks to start spending money because he didn't want to spend money. I'm a historian to this. I watched it all. I sit up there and watched it all. I sit up there and watched my grandfather put the bag on his head, shake his head, and turn the game off about it. Yeah, I seen all of that. I sit up there and witnessed that, man. We went through all of that. That's how I know these people and what their role was. You'll never hear about their names. You'll never hear about them because they don't write on them. They don't report on them. So that's why I'm here to tell you about them. That's how I'm here to make you understand that the people that came before you that are still here and some that are gone, they stood up for something because they had something called integrity. They had something called a moral code, and they were codified, and they understood what it meant to stand together and use discipline to force people that's taking your money to listen to what you're saying and not give them or let them force an inferior product on you. It's this will in this thing. But anyway, shout out to the fam, man. Kelvin says, Big Q, you remember this is the same guy that went to Tampa and what? You know what, bro? It's one of the things that we got to understand. And yeah, Kevin makes a great point. We got rid of Van Gundy after 1 year. Who was responsible for that? The family members were. I was leading the charge with Gentry and especially on Van Gundy. I was tearing David Griffin up on the Pelican post-game report. And they had 300-400 something. They got a couple of dozen people that follow the Coma that's attached to that organization. That's how I know the word get there. They know what time it is, man. How coincidental is it that everything we laid out on the Pelican post-game report, them people then did it the next year and the year after that. Everything we said to do, they did it in a straight up laid out way. Everything. From David Griffin shutting up and getting out of the way and letting his people step up and handle all of that to Trajan Langdon being more vocal. All of that. I used to make mom jokes and pretend I'm David Griffin. Trajan Langdon and get up there and pretend I'm a mime. All of that. Everything we laid out, them people didn't do it, man. You don't think they listening and that they paying? They're going to listen to people that got sense. They know what they're talking about. And I'm going to tell you something. They keep their ear to the street. If you don't, then you're going to fail. You know where your support coming from. You always keep your ear to the street. And if they giving some critical analysis, you're going to pay attention or you're going to lose some money. And we are the street. We are the roots. We are the grassroots. And in terms of being the corporate feed off the grassroots. That's where they get it from us. They ain't reproducing nothing. They getting it from us. We the source of everything. And I'm telling you that. So operate in that mind. Operate within that power. Operate within your power. Don't let nobody sit up here and give you anything, man. And don't you dare beg for nothing. It is already yours. Anyway, we're going to cover that on the stream. Shout out to Chris Donalds. He did this article, and I want to see more of our writers, our best writers out there, write more articles like what Donalds did. I'm going to give him a personal shout out right here because he was astute enough to put this article out here. And I've been saying this on the Sports Coma for I don't know how many weeks now. But you see the grassroots and the family members all uniting behind the hashtag Fire Dennis Allen. It's covered in this article. We're going to go over it. We also going to go over the Friday injury report. We'll break that down. We'll also go over the win-loss against the Falcons deal. We'll go over that and also the Drew Brees speculation. We're going to cover that article on the Coma. So without further ado, please feel free to hit the like button, family, as we get stinking and popping up in this thing. Team performance begins to threaten Saints' bottom line. NFL is a business after all. That's what it is. And by the way, family, as tomorrow on TSC Q&A Live, we'll be looking at, and I'll be going over the Ice Cube versus the NBA video. I don't know if you guys seen that, but that is very intriguing. I want to go over that video. We'll do it on TSC Unleashed tomorrow. We'll go over that Ice Cube versus the NBA. If you hadn't heard about that, you're going to want to watch tomorrow's show. It is absolutely amazing what the NBA and is what's doing against Ice Cube. We'll cover it all on the TSC Unleashed tomorrow. But anyway, let's get into it. From Canal Street Chronicles, one of my favorite online sources for Saint content alone, the Saints News Network and the Saints Wire. This has been a dark time for the family members as we head to rivalry week against the Falcons. Excitement for the Saints is at an all-time low, right? This is what Chris Donald's reporting. With the Saints all but eliminated from the 2022 postseason, it should come as no surprise that the confidence in the team is at an all-time low, right? He says fan, but I don't use that. I say family members' confidence of this level makes sense considering the Saints' losing record and a lack of a first-round pick for 2023. Even if the Saints did have a lack, the 2023 pick, the Saints will get a 2023 pick. The Sean Payton card. You're going to get a pick. You're going to get multiple picks, matter of fact. I heard some guys say you're going to get one first-round pick. No, you ain't going to get no one first-round pick for no Sean Payton. And the precedent for coaches being traded is Gruden, and Gruden got multiple first-round draft picks, a second and a third, and $8 million in cash from the Buccaneers, and that was the Gruden before he got the Super Bowl. That was a non-Super Bowl Gruden that the Raiders sent to Tampa Bay. He ain't get his Super Bowl until after the fact, later on that year, which was some funny business that happened when he was coaching against his former staff, and they threw out the game plan that would have beat the Bucs and started doing stuff to help the Bucs. Really weird, corrupt bull crap, and we covered it on the TSC Unleashed when the defensive back, I forgot the man's name, he broke it all down, got off script and started busting them all up. That's what we need to do to set this right, man. But anyway, this is what he has here. It's a poll here that he says 6% of the Saints family members are confident that the team is headed in the right direction because they got good sense. 6% of the Saints are confident. 6%. I mean, they don't have no good sense. Let me rephrase that. 6% of the Saints fan base, family base, are confident that the team is heading right. I don't know that 6%. Half of them must be drunk. The other half must have been half asleep when he asked them the question, because most people realize the Saints are not heading in the right direction because Dennis Allen is not where, he's not the correct guy. He's not inspiring any confidence. He's not doing anything that's inspiring anything. He keeps doing the same thing over again. That's why people know that he's a lost cause. But why does family members' confidence matter? It matters because you paying for everything, and he astutely mentions that here. Family confidence matters because it turns into family participation in team events, notably buying tickets and attending games where you can buy all that high-ass pizza and them $12 to $15 nachos, them $10 Cokes that you can go to any corner store and get for $1 and $2 or whatever. All at them higher at the $25, $20 to $25 parking for parking in the building. Them old ass buildings been up there for years, and we got to pay $20 to $25 per car to park up in them buildings to go down there. So you pay for the buildings, you pay for the high ass food, you pay for the marked up merchandise, and now you paying for a bum ass coach and they losing and disrespecting you all over the field. Oh, don't forget the $700+ million that you gave the Saints over the last several years to put all kind of fancy open air lights and shit like that in the dome so the concourses can all be lit up with natural light. And then, of course, you'll see the escalators and the elevators. They will usher you in from the bottom level of the floor all the way up to the suite level so you can get out to the suite level, baby. So you can see and go out and watch the field, baby, and see your Saints sit up there and can't run the ball, and see your defense implode on the back end of the game, and see drop passes and confused offensive linemen and miscommunication issues and head shaking and head scratching. You can do it on many levels now, baby. You are styling and profiling in trash, not in class, but in trash. You gonna put all that fancy, beautiful, open air lights, baby, up in the dome, in the roof, baby. We're gonna open it up and put it. Will that save us any money? We gonna get any money back for paying for the light bill? Oh no, baby. Baby, listen, you chalk that up to the game, baby. Baby, that goes to the game. You're not going to get any of that, baby. Baby, let me tell you something, baby. You better thank the Lord for them $15 nachos, baby. That $12 Coke, baby. And when you take your children, baby, not children, but children, down to the dome, and you go up in the dome, be prepared to spend $100 for $80, $90 and be pissed off, sit up there watching the Saints as you throw up because you can't watch what they doing on the field. It ain't hard to tell. 30% of the Saints family members said they would renew their season tickets for next season. Like I said, they gonna always be people that just lost in it. These people, you got to chalk them up to the Matrix, man. You just got to chalk them up to the Matrix. You know, like if you watch the movie Matrix, they got people walking around in there. Not everybody woke. You can't wake up everybody. You can't. They got the code on them. The code, the Matrix code is embedded in their mind so much that they believe everything the Matrix says. They would not dare check or critique their surroundings or involve themselves in rational or critical analysis. They too busy being fans, devoid of intellectualism, devoid of critical thinking ability. That's what a fan is. A fan is short for fanatic. Fanatic is somebody that ain't thinking about shit. They just totally rabid, emotionally driven. And that's what they think of you when they throw out that name. These are fanatics. They'll do whatever we say they do. These dumbass fanatics, they'll do whatever we say. So we put Dennis Allen out there and then say we hired him as a coach and then don't even tell you how long we hired him for or how much we paid for him. And if we tell you that injuries was the reason, baby, that's why he only won 5 games. It was because of the injuries. The injuries. And Dennis Allen deserves another year back. Be prepared to get ready to slam it back in their face and tell them the hell with you. You can pay for them tickets yourself. I will stay home and watch the game on TV. You can save it. You can save the $20 or $25 it costs for me to park in those buildings. You can pay for your own $15 nachos and $10 Cokes and $3 or $4 extra cheese cups to go and the $35, $40 hats. And what's going on here, man? I mean, just chump city of the epic levels, and we shutting all that down. In this upcoming, we can't be playing this, man. This is all low vibrational. We have to take it to another level in the new year, man. And I only want people ride with me that understand it's time for a change. All this stuff, these people been eating off of us for a long time, fam. This is an exercise of power. And if you don't want to exercise your power, it's probably because you don't have none. That's about, I'm asking you to exercise your power here. Exercise your power. And then let's finish up with this. This is how the Saints family members will have their message heard. If enough, listen to what he says here. If enough family members stop attending games because of the quality of the on-the-field product, hopefully Gayle and the Saints front office will make top-down changes in hopes of re-engaging old fans. He said old fans because he know old fans like myself and many others are not going to put up with this. Considering hashtag Fire Dennis Allen has been trending on social media for quite some time, it is not too difficult to guess what many Saints family members are hoping happens this off season. Stop and like I've said, stop attending games because of the quality of the product on the field. Why are you not attending it? Aren't you a diehard? Aren't you a diehard Q? You supposed to ride or die one way. No. Nobody said that you supposed to be stupid and say that no and not exercise your power, which is simply go along. This is very unusual. This is like one of those situations where if you don't exercise your power, then you are a fool to do this because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen to you if you don't. You're going to go through 3 years of what happened to the Carolina Panthers. And that's the recent example that I want to use because had they put on economic boycotts and challenged them and stopped buying any tickets, they would have forced them to make a change because they're not paying Dennis Allen any big amount of money. But the thing is, and like I keep telling people about business in the NFL, it's all about business. They try to cover it that it ain't. It's all about the business. If they don't want to get rid of Dennis Allen, not because of some twisted loyalty, no, it's because they don't want to break whatever his agreement is, pay him off, break his agreement, then pay him off, settle with him, and then take extra money to hire his replacement. They don't want to do that. They want to lamp up on that money. Well, guess what? You got the $15 nacho money. They get all that concession. Go look up how much concession. They get damn near all that concession revenue. You thinking they splitting it with the state? The state done sold us out. The state done gave them people everything they wanted, man. Everything. Them politicians done sold us up the river with the Saints. You go open the books on the deal. I remember when I was covering the show, this was several years ago when Tom Benson was still alive, and he was going through it with his daughters, with his family. Y'all remember that? And then his family took him to court. I was covering and I was reading from the report. And their daughters, when they sued him to open the books on the deals between the Saints and the state of Louisiana, you know what, Tom Benson? He settled with them. And I'm like, he didn't want you to open the books on the Saint deal, the agreements made between the Saints. She was going to force him to open the books, and that would have became public information for us to see what's going on. But ain't no need for me to see the books to know what's in there. I already know what's in there. What's in there is that the Saints get damn near everything. They get it all, baby. They ain't paying no rent on those buildings, baby. The utilities, you pay for the utilities, baby. All of the major the improvements that happen that come from taxpayers. The crazy part about it is I'm trying to get people to understand this is like more they selling you as a fan when you should be using the verbiage of an investor. But if you use the verbiage of an investor's supposed to get a return. See, a fan don't get nothing. You see? That's how this game play. If you call yourself something, you'll be identified as such. So be careful of what you calling yourself, because that means all and everything in the world that's created out of black and white. And we ain't talking skin color. We talking about black ink on white paper. It's all the titches, baby. Baby, it's all tied to agreements. So whatever you call yourself, you better be careful, because there is paperwork involved that'll link you right to it. And what I'm saying in terms of this situation is that this is what's going on when you call yourself a fanatic and a fan. You don't get a goddamn thing but heartache. When they players get them direct deposits on their check, they going home. They ain't worrying about it. Their contract run around it, they go to the next team. You ain't gonna take your jersey off and put on the next jersey if somebody give you some money. They do, because they hired hitman. That's all that is. I'm smart enough to realize that and understand that we are the diehards. The players play for us, and then they leave and go somewhere else and start saying the same shit to you that they said to them people. Look how easy it was for Chauncey Gardner, who was Go Saints, and then next thing you know, he gets traded out of here to Eagles. It's Go Eagles. He changed it on his Instagram just like that. Just the fast as you blink, it's just like that, because the loyalty is for sale. Their services are for sale to the team, but you are not. You see the difference? They get theirs. What about you? If you say investor, that forces them to give you a return on something. A return on what? All the money that you sending them people, and you're not getting nothing in return. You're supposed to be getting checks, man. How you taking private money, taxpayer money, and giving it to a private endeavor? This is a whole nother matter. And if we was on code with each other, man, we all would be getting paid right about right now. But they called it when you got them stuck in the matrix, man. You gotta. Some of them you will never be able to save them. They just can't hear you. It's like you speaking a whole nother language. It's like I'm from Pluto somewhere and they from Jupiter and they don't understand nothing I'm saying. It's a whole foreign language. That's how it is. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. Friday injury report, week 15, Atlanta Falcons, 2 listed out versus the Falcons on Sunday. Let's jump into it. Zach Bourne is out. And Zach Bourne is, tough season for him. JT Gray, hamstring and back issues, did not practice, is questionable. Jawan Johnson, the tight end, limited all week. He's questionable. Cam Jordan, fully practiced off the foot on Friday, good to go. Marshawn Lattimore, limited all week long, is questionable. Will we see Laddie Daddy this week? Time will tell. Will Lutz was out on Wednesday, but fully practiced from his injury. He's good to go. So is Ryan Ramczyk, resting that knee. Adam Troutman was limited with that ankle issue. He has questionable here. So is Peyton Turner with the same injury, another ankle injury. Dwayne Washington, the running back, was shut down with illness. So you remember the Saints did sign, when they put Ingram on the IR, they did sign David Johnson to the active roster. And then Eno Benjamin was brought in here to the Saints squad. And looking at Dwayne Washington, who is shut down and probably not going to play this game. Pete Werner was limited in practice. He's questionable, although the word on the street is Pete. They're looking at Pete playing, so we'll see. And, of course, P.J. Williams was out the entire week. P.J. had a tough season this year dealing with a knee issue. He just can't get right. Atlanta, only 3 people to talk about. The guard is out. Wide receiver Hodge, a backup guy, fully practiced, so he'll be good to go. And running back Patterson did not practice Thursday. He should be good to go because all it was rest for Patterson, so he should be good to go against the New Orleans Saints. And that's all they have. So boy, they fortunate to only have just them three people on there, and the Saints got this list, but it looks a lot shorter than what we usually accustomed to seeing. Another great point to talk about is the fact that Eric McCoy is coming back to the lineup for the New Orleans Saints, and that's so very important for the New Orleans Saints, center of their offensive line, being he's the guy there. It was awesome about is the fact that McCoy, without him in there, we wasn't getting the same push up the middle from the offensive line. It just wasn't happening with Andrews or Cesar Ruiz. So getting McCoy back there really should help out the Saints in the center of the offensive line, getting more of a push there to kind of help out the running attack. So hopefully, and we heard Elvin Kamara kind of joke about screens and stuff like that to kind of get him going. And this is stuff that the Who Dat Nation was throwing at him. Why don't you guys do this, that, and the third? Just commonsensical stuff that I was looking at on comments that they were sending to these people. And it was like really good suggestions. Like, you need to do this new. And none of the stuff the Saints are doing very well. And when you think about the screen game and all the stuff, all the miscommunication issues that we have, it's good to see the Saints offensive line get whole with the last month of the season. Now, whether it stays like that, we'll see. I would like to see Pennon get in there at some time with the last month of the season, let him get some burn and some real minutes right there. But we'll see how it all works on the back end, man, moving forward. But I do think at Saints beat Atlanta on Sunday. I really do think they're going to get that win because it's time for the Saints to win. Now, they might not win anything else after that, but they'll win. They lost 2 in a row. Now it's time for them to win. They get McCoy back. They're going to be home. And remember, you could throw out the records when the Saints and Falcons play. So they might be emotionally motivated for this game to beat the Falcons. If anything, just to make the Falcons like they are garbage, So anyway, let's look at this, leading the perfect segue into if the Saints win or lose against said Falcons, right? Hate week, right? Saints are currently 4-9. That's horrible. I just can't get used to saying that, but it's our reality. Be that as it may, all hope is not lost as the rest of the NFC South still remains a mess. Saints have yet to be eliminated. This is true, from playoff contention, not officially. And with a pending date with the Falcons coming up this weekend, the Saints could attempt at turning things around with a sweep of their division rival. If the Saints win, the Saints no longer will have to compete for control of their own destiny due to the current record and how the season is played out. With that being said, if they want to have a snowball's chance and sneaking out of the NFC South, they must vanquish the Falcons. A win here would move the teams to 5-9 and also complete the season sweep of the Falcons, depending on how the rest of the NFC South pans out on Sunday. This could turn out to be huge in terms of ranking. The struggling Bucs are set to take on the Bengals. That should be a loss. And the Panthers have a date with the Steelers. I don't know. That's kind of a wash if you ask me. These games could go either way. With that being said, the Saints have to capitalize on the already struggling Atlanta team, who will be starting a brand new QB this weekend. The problem is, family, that the Saints struggle against these new quarterbacks. So hopefully Pete Werner can go. Hopefully Pete can go. Because, the Saints defense look different with Pete Werner's in there, so we can get him in there. And we get Werner back and McCoy is back. That gives us a boost. So I'm thinking the Saints would kind of get something out of it, being at home. I think they can, salvage enough of whatever they need to do to kind of knock off the Falcons. And remember, really the Falcons should have won the week 1 matchup against the Saints, and it was a miracle finish. And I kind of troll low on the Saints and preview stream for the family members that's watching. If y'all hadn't gotten an opportunity to watch the preview stream we did yesterday, please feel free to check it out. It was a good time, man. Always cool to have Alone stopping by the Coma and talking to him about the Falcons. But yeah, we talked about that on there, man. And I do think the Saints could beat this team. You got to stop up and stop Patterson, but that's one of the things. Now, if they lose, the Saints lose this game, I'm sure they'll be, a loss means the Saints are eliminated from playoff contention officially, right? The graphic will make its way to Twitter feeds. Falling to 4-10 will put the division out of reach and put a bow on the catastrophic nightmare that has been the 2022 season. Losing here would also give the Falcons bragging rights for the next 10 months, as the Saints won't be seeing them until 2023. This is a heated rival that dates back to multiple decades, a historic storybook rivalry that transcends generations. The Saints can't afford to let the Falcons kick them while they're already down. And I think the Saints will win this game. I really do. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not going to pick them for the rest of the year, but I do believe that the Saints will win this contest against the Falcons. I think they'll galvanize enough to beat this team. Now, they'll more than likely lose against Cleveland and also damn sure against Philadelphia, and, you know, maybe sneak out one against Carolina, depending on where Carolina's at in the standings. But Carolina plays hard. Despite the fact that they are, you know, missing pieces at key positions, they still play hard. Wilkes got them playing hard out there. So with that being said, the Saints have enough talent to win 4 games in a row, but with Dennis Allen at the helm, what does he tell his players? You know, that they'll actually listen to him or believe in him, so the team will galvanize around him. Now, they'll get a good win and feel good for one game, and we'll take that. But then what it looks like on the next 3 games after that? Can the Saints then salvage themselves together and put a winning streak together? They haven't done that the entire season. They'll win 1, lose 2, win 1, lose 3, win 1, lose 2. Win 1, lose 2. After every win, the Saints they're 0-4 in the 4 wins that they have. Every game after that is a loss, and that just speaks to a non-disciplined team with its void of leadership at top in terms of the head coach. He can't take positive things from the previous game and bring it over to the next game. That's terrible, you know. So at some point, I think the Saints do beat the Falcons, because you throw the records out, and I think the Saints are in the dome. And they'll have enough players back to be able to get the close win against the Atlanta Falcons. And it'll feel good knocking the Falcons off, man, and basically eliminate them. So let me tell you something. The Saints beat the Falcons. That basically will eliminate the Falcons, man. I'm pretty sure. Ain't no coming back from that, man. And they'll be 5-9. And I know I see y'all, fam. I see y'all in there, man. That's why I'm kind of looking at what y'all saying. A lot of people saying, nah, Q, I want them to lose because you want Dennis Allen going, bro. I hear you on that, bro. I hear you on that. And I see you, Lo. I see my dog Lo right there in here. So Lo, be prepared to lose, bro. We made a bet. Me and my dog Lo made a bet. And the bet is, if the Saints win, and not if, but when the Saints win, Lo will wear a New Orleans shirt. And I didn't say do a broadcast with it. I say simply take a picture of it. I should have told him, you're going to do a full broadcast with that Saints shirt on. I should have told him that. But if he wins, if his squad wins, then I'll wear a Saints shirt. I mean, a Falcons shirt. You heard me? But yeah, that'll be fun, man. That's a part of the rivalry right there. Y'all see what I do for my team, family? Do y'all see what I do for my team, man? I said I would put a Falcon shirt on if we lost this game. Do you know that's love, that family? To put a Falcon shirt on, man. You hear me? You hear me now? All right, let's go on to the Saints wire. And this one's from John Sigley. Says, Brees shoots down NFL speculation, says Purdue coaching gig is a short-term thing. Could be built for a brighter future with Drew. I think Drew's future is in coaching and not on the screen. I think he does better on the field. And I just really didn't understand why the Saints just like, Drew, why don't you just come over here and just be an assistant coach with us? We'll pay you a few bucks here or there. Just come around, help us out. Just keep him around the building. Well, that was a fun 15 minutes. The Boilermakers announced Thursday one of the most prominent alumni had returned to the football program, with Brees accepting the role as an interim assistant coach, helping to bridge the gap after longtime head coach Jeff Brown moved on. It was widely noted that this would give Brees some college-level coaching experience ahead of the NFL hiring circle in January, fueling more than a little daydreaming among the Saints family members that might want him to come back to swap his old helmet for a headset. And I often said, like what they did with guys like Jari Evans or Big Zach Strief, bringing guys like that back to the team as coaches is something the Saints been doing a long time. You think about guys like McAfee, Fred McAfee, been there for years, man. McAfee been on the squad for years, man. I think McAfee, after he finished teaching, he grabbed a mop and started mopping up and throwing bags out and shit. I mean, McAfee been around for years, man, in that doing it. And I often thought that the Saints should, offer Drew an assistant position just to learn the game from that level. And I promise you, within 2 or 3 years, Drew Brees already knows Sean Payton's system. He has the communication and leadership abilities. He's miles ahead of where Dennis Allen is because people know Drew Brees. He would be really an effective coach. Does he have the patience to do that sort of thing? I mean, he coaches his team, his sons, flag league? He been there with him. So he does have some degree of instructing people in a coaching capacity. And as an older player, he was doing stuff like that, motivational. So he has all of the characteristics to be a good coach or assistant coach. I'm not saying head coach yet because he needs a lot of experience to get there, but he can start in the Who Dat Nation. He can start in the building. I often said that they should have at least threw something out there to him to come on in, and they can pay him to stick around, man. I don't think his future's in broadcasting, to be honest with you. They'd be killing him on there. No, Brees said quickly when asked if interested in coaching full-time at the college or pro level during an interview on radio. He said he's continued. This is just a short-term thing. Like I said, this came just with Coach Brown leaving and us being in a position where we'll be trying to fill the gap. Boilermakers are working. Well, look, when they start offering the money, Drew Brees' eyes will start bucking. He's still a businessman at the end of the day, and he still can go home. He lived down here. He can still go home at the end of the day. The Boilermakers are working with more than their old head coach, the starting quarterback, leading receiver, top tight end, and best cornerback of all bowed out for the upcoming the bowl. That's against my Tigers, matter of fact, in favor of preparing for the draft. So to be Brees to help get their backups up to speed, he's stepping into assist his alma mater, not looking to kickstart a coaching career. He says that. So while that have some family members hoping for Brees to take over the LA Saints offense, I won't say that much. Ultimately, it's what's best for number 9 and his family. Explored a couple of different ventures in retirement. And while nothing has stuck yet, that doesn't mean he won't stick with something soon. For now, he'll just be looking out for him at Purdue sideline on January 2nd's bowl game. So what's interesting is Drew Brees has multiple businesses. He still has those businesses. He still has the Jimmy Johns. He still has the walk-ons, walk-ins, whatever you want to call them, walk-ons. He still has those and several other type of businesses. He got I think he got stock in the Dunkin' Donuts. So he has a vast business portfolio. Also, he has real estate handlings and all this kind of stuff. So the man got money coming all the way in, all the way around. He got streams of revenue pooling in. So at some point, you would think that his love of football would ultimately bring him back around to coaching. I think he has, as a broadcaster, I watch Drew, and Drew's all right, man. He ain't nothing spectacular doing it, and it requires him to travel, perhaps, unless, you have the situations where they allow him to stay at home and he's in a quiet portion of his house and he got the thing and they just have him on screen next to the guy like they did during the C-19 era. But most of the time it makes him travel. If he's a guy that's an assistant coach in New Orleans in the building, just getting used to the flow of things, you don't have to go that far and he can still make good money. So we'll see how it all looks. And I think Drew Brees is connected to the Saints that way. And he was mentioning saying that it hurts him, makes him kind of sad or hurts him. I forgot how he vocalized it, to see the Saints losing as like they're losing, so it is what it is. But anyway, let's do a quick recap. Team performance begins to threaten Saints bottom line is the key article we talked about. And this is really tied to, and this is what I want the family members to get. And the writer did a really good job of basically breaking it down right here. I still have it highlighted. If enough fans or family members stop attending games because of the quality of the on-the-field product, hopefully Gail Benson and the Saints front office will make top-down changes in the hopes of re-engaging old family members. Now, the reason why that's said like that is quite simple, because why are they not showing up? They always pay attention to the tickets and the receipts and the things that's coming in. That's what they do. All of that is when they see the season ticket prices, the holders not renewing, when they see the demand slowing down and stopping, and they see people not buying the merch and they see it grind to almost a halt. And like they said, 36% of the people will still do it, but they're not going to be happy with 36%. Right now, they're getting over 90%. They got to be getting at least over 80% of the money from the people right now. It's a small percentage, but as we draw closer and closer to the end of the season, and the season gets more final, and Dennis Allen puts on another 2 or possibly 3 losses, on top of the record that he has now and becomes a double-digit loser, the voices will get extra loud. The hashtag will grow extra louder. And the boos will happen. The calls will continue to happen. The money will fall through the floor. And it's all your fault. Listen to us and get this guy off the team and excite the family base by going and hire somebody that's credible, that's credentialed. And we ain't talking about Coach Allen, because Coach Allen, I mean, not Coach Allen, Coach Payton, pardon me, fam, I'm a little tired. Coach Payton is not the answer either. Coach Payton is a guy that left the organization. He decided to leave, and now he's saying that he wants to go to a situation, preferably the West Coast, according to what they're saying, that has a quote unquote stable quarterback situation, which means that's not you. For him to say he wants to go somewhere with a stable, and that's, like I said before, that's very ironic for Peyton to want a stable quarterback situation, being that he created the unstable quarterback situation that you have right now with the Saints. That was created by the guy, then he quit to go and try to see if he could find another team with a stable quarterback situation. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that don't slap the absolute hell out of you right there to hear him say that? His people say that he's looking for a place with a stable quarterback situation while unstabilizing your situation and running from it. It was all him. There was nobody fighting him. It was his draft picks or his 9 draft picks. It's his decision making while the team looks like what it does at the quarterback position. It's him. So now he wants to run away from it. So, I mean, I just find that all the more fascinating to hear that kind of stuff going on. That's why I said no to him, no to Peyton. And we need new leadership at the top. That's why I've been advocating for Kai Harley to take over the job. We need somebody else there. Mickey's too old. Mickey is a dinosaur up there, because his 2-step is we're gonna keep Dennis, or we're gonna beg Coach Payton. We don't beg for nobody. We the Who Dat Nation. We don't beg nobody for a damn thing. You be honored and grateful to be a member of the Who Dat Nation. We ain't begging you for nothing. Who are we, the Jacksonville Jaguars? Who the hell are we, the Houston Texans? We let the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars beg for coaches. We don't beg for no damn body. We winners here in the Who Dat Nation. And if the Saints don't understand that, they're going to feel it. They're going to feel it in their pockets and everywhere else. You wait and see. You wait and see. So with that being said, fam, I'm gonna get out on that. Listen, I appreciate all you guys, man, for being up in the building. Matter of fact, let me stick around for a few minutes, fam. I'm gonna stick around to about 11:35. If you got any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. It's a Friday night. I wasn't really even planning on jumping on the stream, family. I really wasn't. I was chilling and doing the On Q with Big Q, and I was covering some really deep stuff, and then YouTube blocked the video, so I'm disputing it. So, that's what kind of On Q with Big Q it was that y'all was about to get. They blocked it on me, so I'm already disputing that video. So, I might do something tomorrow with the family members. I'll let you know on that. I'll do something else on that, but I was covering some good stuff, man. I was showing with y'all and they blocked it. So it's all good, man. That's how it worked. All right. So anyway, who got some questions, fam, before I dart out? I see my dog Lo up in the building. Shout out to you, Lo. Shout out, bro. How you doing? What you eating, bro? He says, what you ate, Lo? What you had for dinner, brother? Let me see. Tell me what you had for dinner, Lo. All right. Ryan says, Deanie Seafood on. Yep. They give him the game plan. It's the same thing with Brother Man. A-Bear's joint. Lo, we might have to check that out, bro. A-Bear's, yeah. You telling them right, OG. A-Bear's joint, man, is pretty good. That's pretty good over there, man. A-Bear's joint. Barbara says, what's up, Barbara? Shout out to you, baby. She said, I'm keeping that 300 plus. I was going to spend on a head-to-toe Saints outfit for Christmas. That's right, Barbara, baby. We got to hold on to that. Hold on, like what Lo got me in the mind of R&B songs. Hold on to your love. Who was that? In Vogue back in the G. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on to it, Barbara, baby. Hold on to that money. Don't give them dogs nuskin. And don't hold on to it, Saints Nation. Don't hold on to it. All right. Kelvin says, Big Q, you my dude, but we was those franchises. Just remember the 90s era. I know, bro, but that's what I'm saying. We was that. We were that. That's why we don't want to be that again. But that's what I'm saying, man. The point is, We know how losing feel. Bro, we had 20 years of losing before the Saints. 20-something odd years of losing before the Saints won a playoff game. Then we won a little bit, had a good, and then we went right back into the hole. I remember the Mike Ditka era and the Jim Haslett era. You damn right. I remember that. That was horrible. I remember we had quarterbacks. We had 2 Billy Joes on our team, and none of them, if you put both of them together, you wouldn't have half a decent quarterback. I remember both Billy Joes. We had both quarterbacks called Billy Joes, and they both was on the team. And you take them in an experiment and put them together, and you still would have just a half a quarterback. I remember it was bad. I remember the Steve Walsh babies and all that. Man, we done lived through all of that. That's why I'm adamant in what I'm saying. I don't want to go through that again. Not if I can help it. And I'm gonna exhaust everything I can to prevent that from happening. I'm not hell no. I'm trying to tell you, brother. Brother, yes, we know about suffering, brother. Yes, we know about suffering. That's why I'm doing everything I can to prevent it. I'm telling you. Shout out to you, Kelvin. Mark says, why Winston not starting? Because Dennis Allen likes it. Dennis Allen is choosing Andy Dalton as the starter. He says Andy is doing a good job in there. And of course, that's the above ground reason, the underground reason. The behind the scenes reason is that Dennis Allen's petty. Jameis Winston went to the reporters and told everybody in the Who Dat Nation and the world that Dennis Allen lied to him. He deceived him. He told him that he could not lose his job due to injury. So when he said that, that pretty much kind of put Jameis, that was a desperation move by Jameis to put pressure on Dennis Allen and perhaps the Saints organization to come to the table and say, hey, man, what's going on here? Notice nothing changed. Because Mickey Loomis, at that point, Mickey Loomis should have got on his phone and said, hey, what's going on here? Hold on here. Let me call Dennis. Oh, Dennis. Yeah, this is Mickey, Dennis. How you doing? You're doing good. Well, I wish our team was doing a lot better than what the hell you. Anyway, listen, let me. No, I'm not gonna fire you. No, don't start crying. No, I was just asking about. I'm asking about Jameis. What's this stuff here? Okay, Jameis. What's going on here? I thought you guys were all right. What's happening here? He's saying that you lied to him. Oh, okay. Well, listen, I'm gonna let you handle it the way you. I just wanted to know. All right. I ain't about to go take my Geritol. So listen, the bottom line is that shouldn't have happened that way, family. That Mickey Loomis should have had a discussion with Dennis Allen and asked Dennis Allen, did you say that? And he knows that's the case because that's what the NFL line is, that you don't lose your job due to injury. So if he's healthy enough to return to his job and the medical staff say he is, then he should be playing. The reason he's not playing is because Dennis Allen is petty. Dennis Allen didn't like the fact that he got called out by Jameis outside of the team, and as a result, he's riding with Andy Dalton. That's what this is, bro. That's that real deal. Jamal says, Q, you think Kanye West can take some sense and talk some sense? No. He'd be just talking in circles. Yeah, Kanye West the type of dude that drive you insane talking to him because he just all over the place, He's a musical genius, but all this other stuff is just too topsy-turvy, man. Stuff all over the place, man. I think the man went crazy. That's what I think, man. The stuff that happened with his mama and all this stuff here, I think he done lost it, man. I really do. I think he done lost it, and this is his way of venting, man. He rich enough to go get a therapist. Go yell and cuss at your therapist, man, and leave us the hell alone with all this shit. Shit. Yeah, somebody block his ass. KT says, Q, what quarterback prospects have caught your eye? Well, bro, man, I was looking at Bryce down in Alabama. I do like Bryce. He's a playmaker, man. But he made him. LSU's defense made him look normal. He wasn't exactly accurate in that game against LSU when we played him, but he's still a phenomenal talent. I seen the quarterback from Ohio State. There's a few of them I got to still take a peek at, bro, that I haven't started my scouting yet. GM Kev been saying, Q, we need to get the scout. You start scouting, but it's a few of them, bro, that we're looking at. I did see the brother from Tennessee. He's interesting. He did get hurt, so that's how does he look? coming around the draft. He got hurt. So it's quite a few hating. Hooker, Hendon Hooker. I mean, what's his name? I forgot his first name, but Hooker. Really interesting. The kid from USC won the Heisman. I think he's awesome. So, I mean, they got an interesting young crop of quarterbacks, man. And depending on what we get for Peyton in that pick, we might land one. But then again, I would rather just get rid of Dennis Allen, man. And then whoever the new coach is, he'll pick who he want to pick. You know what I'm saying? So they got, Anthony Richardson, man, he's an interesting quarterback, man. He needs a little bit more work, bro. He's a big physical quarterback, when motivated, man. He got a lot of great attributes. He got a strong arm. He's like a running back out there, man. And, he's strong. He stands strong in the pocket. Still need a little work to me. Not as refined as some of the other guys. He's a little rough around the edges, but Richardson is a good prospect, though, man. I like Richardson. KT say I like Richardson. Ward. Yeah, Will Levis is another good one. I'm going to have to look up Penix Jr. and Hartman. Yeah, I'm going to have to, KT, I'm going to have to get into it, brother. I'm going to have to get on it. All right. What's up, Lori? Shout out to you. Good to see you in the building. What's up? What's happening? Shout out to my boy, Randolph. What's popping, Randolph? Good to see you, bro. All right. KT says, Q, if Thomas stays hurt, we should draft Mingo out of Ole Miss. Picture a cross between Trayon. Oh, okay, damn. That's what that guy. I'm going to have to look that guy up, KT. You the TSC, you the Saints resident scout, bro. So it's getting close to your time. All right, what's up? What's up? Shout out to my brother Sean, man. Shout out, man. Good to see you in the chat, brother Sean. Shout out to Tasha and Sean, man. Much love to the power couple, man. They in the building, man. Big Sean says, Q, honestly, I'd be shocked if neither Dennis nor Sean is our head coach next season. I'm hoping for that scenario because I don't want Sean Payton simply because Sean Payton left us standing there. We didn't fire Payton. Payton walked out on us. He resigned, and he been trying, he been a real chatty catty lately, talking about, you remember the time, let me tell you all about the story. One time I almost drafted Patrick Mahomes. I'm like sitting there saying, bro, I don't want to hear this, man. You see what's going on with us? You talking about the times I don't hear all that shit, man. All that. You get short patience, family, when you're losing, man, All right. Yeah, All right. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. Yeah, he black, Josh. Anthony Richardson's black from Auburn. Tramal says, Q, I haven't suffered this much since Mufasa got killed at Lion King. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's not looking good. Lucius says, best QB class in a while. Okay, shout out to you, Lucius. Ashton says, top 3 people you don't want to see on the team next year. That's a great question, Ashton. Top 3 people I don't. Dennis Allen. That's number 1 at the top of the list. Dennis Allen has got to go. And I really, can I use the same guy 3 times? Dennis Allen, and Dennis Allen. That's the main 3 because really there aren't anybody else on the team that I could say that we need to get this guy off the team. I don't even feel that way about Kevin White anymore. Bring Kevin White back. You know what I'm saying? But I guess all my focus centered attention is on Dennis Allen because I think he's the key reason why the Saints stink so bad. He's an awful coach, man. Awful head coach. So if I had to, bro, I'm going to use three people. I'm going to put them all into one and say Dennis Allen, and Dennis Allen. That's who I'm get them the hell out of here. All right. What's up? LaShawn? Shout out to you, baby. What's happening? What you doing? Much love to you. All right, brother Eric says, Williams says he's going back. Okay, he's going back for his senior year. Okay, cool. All right, okay, that's what's up. All right, Jarrell says Clayton tuned in from Houston. All right, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Much love to you. Let's see who else we got chiming in this thing. Yeah, Bryce Young is good, Kelvin. Yeah, I seen him play, man. Yeah, that dude is a winner, man. All right, who else we got? Eric says, don't forget Pete. Well, bro, is it Dennis Allen or is it Pete? Is it Pete Carmichael looking like that because that's Dennis Allen or that's just Pete Carmichael? Now, I'm saying that because he worked with Coach Payton, and Coach Payton obviously was the one that did all of the other stuff that, thank you. What's that? Zanny Phantom? Zanny, I guess Danny Phantom, but it's Zanny Phantom. Thank you, bro, for hitting that subscribe button. Appreciate you. Much love to you, and welcome to the family, baby. Thank you. All right, so yeah, I don't know if I would throw Pete Carmichael the way Pete Carmichael been doing, man, but he been doing good, but he really wasn't operating as the offensive coordinator for the black and gold all those years when Peyton wasn't there. I mean, he jumped in there every now and again when he needed to, but it was obviously that Coach Peyton was the guy that was responsible for that. Because I was like, what does Pete Carmichael look? We had a full season of it, and under Dennis Allen, it just looked non-imaginative. It looked lackluster. It was inconsistent. And Dennis Allen isn't really over Pete Carmichael's shoulder like a taskmaster, because that's not really, he just give it to you. And if you're running into the ground at the end of the season, be like, well, we got to do better, crap like that. So the Saints offense definitely needs, something different at the helm, but they don't, but when you do that, when you bring in a new offensive scheme, see, everything changes because the team was so used to one thing. And then now you instituting something totally different. That means there's a learning curve that has to go along with that. And then you putting pressure on them to win games. So is it the relationship between Carmichael and Dennis Allen? And that's why the Saints didn't. I can understand the Saints want to stay consistent because they say, okay, we put a new OC in here. He got to bring a whole new philosophy that's going to take 2 or 3 years to do it. That's another reason why I'm just telling y'all about Dennis Allen. That Dennis Allen really is not doing anything new. He got Sean Payton's philosophy, well, the effed up Sean Payton philosophy with Pete Carmichael operating wrong. But Dennis Allen really doesn't have any excuses for this, to be honest, which not even in injuries could be used as an excuse. You got the same people from last year with the team and basically the same players from last year's team and the year before that's here that was winning. With change, he was the only thing that, upset everything. All right, shout out to you, Jeremiah. Appreciate you with the super sticker, my brother. Much love to brother Jeremiah. Thank you for that super chat, bro. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Kramer, man. Kramer Hollins for hitting that subscribe button. Shout out to you, Kramer. Thank you, family. Appreciate you. AKA the scientist says Chris Harris on a 1-year deal, so he gone away. Yeah, we have a few of them. Brother Randolph says no Q there. Package deal. Pete and him have to go. Pete did not want. He didn't want it. That's a good point, Randolph. He didn't want it anyway. We did speak on that. You're right. We did talk about him. He didn't want it anyway. He wanted to take a job back further down in the organization. It was like, man, what's wrong with this guy? Well, he wasn't, I guess he wasn't confident, and he was talked into it because the Saints started looking for OCs, and then later on they stopped looking because Carmichael said, you know what, I'm going to take the job. So it just went south, man. And a lot of people couldn't anticipate that happening with Pete Carmichael operating Sean Payton's offense. He was the top understudy, not named Drew Brees. So you thinking that he would do it, but his character traits, his meekness, man, you got to have balls and you got to have some type of gumption about yourself to be able to call them plays. And Carmichael he looks, I don't know. Pete Carmichael looks like the mole man. I don't know. Pete Carmichael looks like the mole man. He looks like a guy that ring on your doorbell and says, yes, yeah, hey, I'm here to fix your pipe. You called the plumber? Yeah. Hey, aren't you Pete Carmichael? Oh, no, I get that all the time, No, you Pete Carmichael. Saints must have fired your ass. Ryan says Carmichael got to go, Big Q. I guarantee he is the main reason Jameis is staying bench for Andy. I don't know about that, bro. I would say more Dennis Allen than Pete Carmichael, but it ain't like Pete Carmichael gonna fight for Jameis. He don't fight for nobody. He's a guy. He doesn't speak up. He's meek. He stands in the corner and he waits for guys to finish speaking, and then he's you finished speaking? Can I speak now? Sure, go ahead, Pete. What you got? Well, I was thinking, we should have pizza, not burritos. Oh, okay, yeah, appreciate you. We're gonna have burritos. All right, and then he'll say, oh, okay, all right, and then he'll go sit down somewhere. So I mean, he won't fight for you. Pete Carmichael won't fight for you, bro. So if Dennis Allen says, hey, Jameis, you sitting down, Pete Carmichael's like, hey, man, listen, we need this guy. He throws the deep ball, man. It scares the defenses, makes life easier. So if you have Pete Carmichael campaigning for Jameis, I think he can spin Dennis Allen's mind. But Carmichael, he ain't in his personality. He's a meek dude. He's gonna stand there and somebody, what you want to eat, Pete? I want some pizza. And then and then they say, well, we're gonna get burritos, and then he'll go for that. He'll eat them damn burritos, and he won't complain about it. And he might complain about it in his car, but he won't complain about it in front of nobody. And that's what kind of people we got. Them guys ain't gonna fight for you, man. We already know what time that is. Yeah, you're right, Bishop. That's what Randolph said. We know what time it is. All right, Debo, what's up, bro? Says Trey Lord and the Jags. They're unplayable. I ain't talking about the Jags. Yeah, the game. Barbara said the game has passed them by. Kevin says Kevin White had a 1-year deal last year. Also, they keep bringing this bozo back. That's what they do. Hemisphere says Q. The coaching search was to honor the Rooney Rule. There you go. They was going to hire DA regardless. We did talk about that, bro. We always on here breaking that down. My question is, that's what Brian Flores was pissed off about. Remember? That all wasn't connected to it. My question is, did they offer Bieniemy? Oh, he says Bellamy. You talking about Eric Bieniemy? He said, well, hold on, it just scrolled on me. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. The OC position during the 8-hour meeting. That's a good question. And from my recollection, I want to say word on the street that they did offer him the OC position. I want to say that they did. Because I think we kind of touched on that thing. We was talking about that. You don't interview people for 8 hours and then, and talk about his philosophies and all that. And why would he come down to be the Saints OC when he's doing just fine with KC? You ain't gonna switch. You're not gonna travel and move your family for the same position, and you got a team up there that's arguably competing for Super Bowls every year. So the only way he jumps is if he gets the top position, the head coaching position. But word on the street, I want to say I remember that, if my recollection served me, word on the street that they did. It's not official, but that was one of the things that was mentioned to Eric Bieniemy. And of course, he turned that shit down. And the Saints, when they hired Dennis Allen, they started going and look at the the running backs coach, and we did a whole show on like 3 different offensive people they went and looked at to be the new coordinator. And one of them was a running backs coach. One guy was a wide receiver coach. And people say, Q, why don't they get Ronald Curry to do it? And, and that's when they was pushing and stuff like that. So, yeah, I want to say loosely that I remember hearing that, man. I'm going to have to go back and look at that show. All right, Ryan says, Big Q, sorry, but it's obvious his Carmichael just made the decision over James Diaz, just backing up his boy. Don't want to throw Carmichael under the bus. Well, listen, bro, they're all up under the bus right now, so I wouldn't be upset if they took him down. But remember, when you take them down, family, you got to start anew. So you got to start all over again with a new offensive philosophy. You got to teach to your team. Not saying that they dumb, but at the same time, you was the same philosophy for what? I don't know how many years. That's going to be an interesting dynamic right there. And that's why, if you think about it and you peer deep into it, family, that's why the Saints really don't want to make these moves, because they understand what it really means. It means a whole new era of thinking if the Saints move away from a Dennis Allen or a Pete Carmichael. Because if you bring in a new head coach, 9 times out of 10, he ain't going to keep Carmichael unless it's OC, unless it's some David Griffin type stuff like when Willie Green took the position. Most of Willie Green's coaching staff was already pre-assembled, and he had to take the job with some of those guys. Now, he did get an opportunity to have a few guys added to it, but in order for him to take the job, he had to accept certain coaches onto his staff already that was already hired with the Pelicans, and he agreed to that. So could that be a situation with the Saints? I don't think so, being that Carmichael's offense was so boring and dull and garbage and non-memorable that nobody would be upset if Carmichael left with Dennis Allen. So I can agree with y'all on that. Yeah, I'm flexible on that. I can agree with y'all on that. I can agree. All right, Travis, shout out to you, bro. He says, salute to the Black and Gold Nation. Salute, Big Q. Shout out to you, brother Travis. Much love, bro. Debo says a lot of players, specifically LaShawn McCoy, said Bieniemy isn't that good if a coach. Yeah, and maybe the Saints seen that too, bro, to your point. Maybe the Saints talked to him for 8 hours. They found out everything they need to know about Bieniemy and said, you know what? He sounds like a good offensive coordinator, maybe not a good head coach. But how do you say that about Eric Bieniemy and not about Dennis Allen? Huh? Think about it. If you talk to a man for 8 hours, most certainly Dennis Allen been around the people for 10 plus years. They know who Dennis Allen is. They know Dennis Allen is not no leader. They know Dennis Allen is not good head coaching material, and he simply got the job. And I'm going to tell you how he got the job. It was Peyton. Sean Payton was the reason why Dennis Allen got the job. It was Sean Payton. Sean Payton said, that's my boy. That's my dude. He should be the heir apparent, and the Saints made him the heir apparent. It was Sean Payton's referral and endorsement of Dennis Allen is why he is the head coach, because it damn sure wasn't nothing else that he did. The one performance where they took out Tampa Bay and blanked them, that wasn't the key thing. It was Sean Payton's the reason why you got Dennis Allen as the head coach. But the Saints at a really molecular level knows that if you get rid of Dennis Allen, you're going to get rid of Pete Carmichael, which means that the Saints will be starting anew. They'll have Cam and DeMario and them guys still here, but you will have to start anew with a whole new offensive philosophy. You got to get a new coach, a new offensive philosophy, a new defensive philosophy, unless you decide to keep Ryan Nielsen or Coach Richard as the defensive coordinator. But most certainly you will have a new offensive identity. And the Saints love the Coach Payton identity. They love his offense. They don't want to get away from that style of offense. So it didn't work with one of his number one acolytes, and they will have to move to something else. And I think that scared the hell out the old people sitting up there at the top of that building. That scared the hell out. I'll tell you something. Let me tell you something. What you just said right there, that scared me worse than Halloween. Let me tell you something. When you said that, and that's absolutely right. We had a whole line. You said, and listen, let me tell you something. That group you was talking about, the group, and what is it? SMV? No, Mickey. No. We didn't say nothing about no SWV, Mickey. What you talking about? Yeah, well, my bad. I was talking about, what's the group? You talking about In Vogue? Yeah, I like that song. Hold on to your love. You got the hold on. Yeah. Well, anyway, listen. That scared the hell out of me, what you just said there. When you said what you said about, that's absolutely right. Let me tell you something. I'm old, I'm sitting up here, man. You called me a dinosaur the other night. I don't approve of that. I was watching the show, you and Big Low. You called me a Lumosaurus. There is no such thing as a Lumosaurus. I'm not a dinosaur. I've been sitting up here for 20 years. But let me tell you something. You're right. It scared the hell out of me that, we picked Dennis Allen, and listen, Q, I know you sit up here, you're talking about economic boycotts, and listen, I can't change your mind on that. You got within your right to do it. But let me tell you something, we're trying over here, well, Mickey, why you ain't go up in there and force Dennis Allen to play Jameis Winston? Why didn't you handle your bit? Well, listen, goddammit, I've raised children already, Q. I'm not my damn children, I'm not going to get in a pissing match between Jameis Winston and Dennis Allen. I'm going to tell you something. They're grown men. They can figure it out. My door's always open. And Mickey, look, we sit up here at 4-9, Mickey. What you going to do, Mickey? Well, let me tell you something, Q. Goddammit. Let me tell you something. You know what? I'm about to hang up because every time I talk to you, I start cussing, and I just get all frizzled. Listen. Let me tell you something. Dude, that nation, you guys don't understand. Guys, I've been doing this for 20 years. I know you and talking on the sports Coma. I hear what you're saying, but let me tell you something. You can't be telling me. Listen, them goddamn guys, man. Listen, they're doing the best that they can do. No, they're not, Mickey. Dennis Allen stinks up there. You recognize that? Well, listen, man. All right, can I be candid with you? What? Can you be what? Can I be candid? Okay, yeah, sure, Mickey. You can be candid. Go ahead. What you got to say? Listen, I'll be honest with you, Q. I'll tell you the real reason why I hired Dennis Allen. I hired Dennis Allen because, I'll tell you something. I hired him. Because of Sean, I'm gonna be honest. Well, I already knew that, Mickey. You ain't being candid. You ain't keeping it real now, Mickey. I've been through that shit. I said it when it happened. Well, you was on top of it, man. Sometimes I be thinking you're a fly in the wall in that goddamn place. I might have to go and have somebody to sweep around the place. I think you got bugs in the damn place. I tell you honest with you. I was listening to Sean. Sean gave us the most success we ever had. I was listening to Sean Payton. He told told me, well, what happened with Eric Bieniemy? What? Well, listen, man, we like the guy, you know what I'm saying? We wanted to make him our offensive coordinator. Mickey, he wasn't going to take the OC job, bro. Come on. Yeah, but I know, you try to help some people, you try to do what you can do. But at the end of the day, we really thought we were making the right move here, Q. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We tried to make we tried to make the right move. All right, Mickey, go sit your ass down. Before you leave, Mickey, sing In Vogue for the family, man. They like what you did. Okay, hold on to your love. You got to hold on. Hold on. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on to your love. Mickey Loomis singing In Vogue, man. That is a classic, man. Hold on to your love. There you go, Mickey. Anyway, fam, with that being said, let me get out on that. Listen, I appreciate y'all listening to me be crazy. Much love to the fam. I appreciate y'all in the building, man, on this thing, man. But listen, family, we're going to be back tomorrow for TSC Unleashed. We're going to cover the Ice Cube versus the NBA thing. Man, really interesting. We're going to cover that. We're going to go and break that down, family. Going to have fun doing that as well. Also, the Pelican post-game report tomorrow. The Pelican post-game report recapping the Pelicans match against the Phoenix Suns tomorrow will be opening up the phone lines. And, of course, Sunday, baby. Sunday, we'll have the black and gold at 12 against the Atlanta Falcons, man. So we'll be looking for that. We'll be live streaming. The watch party will be in full effect before the game, and we welcome all you guys to attend on that thing. So with that being said, fam, I'm going to get out here. Much love to the fam. I appreciate y'all for being up in this thing, and I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow on TSC Unleashed. Hit the subscribe button, family. Hit the share button. Share the show on your social media feed. Hit your notification bell for future content, and I'm going to holler at you later. Much love to you. I love y'all. Keep y'all heads up, and peace, and who that.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a Falcon. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on Tampa, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, fucking like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
whothatdaily.com. That's right, the whothatdaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who Dat and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, whothatdaily.com is your site. The whothatdaily.com for the sport Who Dat in all of us. Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember,